Yeah, okay. I got into animation really early. I found a Brownie wind-up movie camera in my parents' closet, and it took 8mm film, and I just started shooting, you know, my brother playing football or whatever, and then I started drawing or doing claymation type work with it because they had a little button and you could kind of do a one frame at a time control on it. It wasn't meant to do animation work, but you could make it work. After I left Cal Arts, I did a half-year stint in London at Universal Studios on American Tail 2. And it was kind of fun just being out of the country, and we worked with, I think, animators and filmmakers from about 20 different countries. I remember the model sheets were written in all these different languages for the different crew. And that was a lot of fun. Then I came back, worked at Warner Brothers, classic animation, for 2 years. We were trying to get the old Bugs Bunny characters revitalized. We were going to make short films with them, put them back in the theaters in front of features, and it never really panned out. Then Pixar was kind of on my radar. Pete Docter was a classmate of mine, and he'd gone up there right out of school. And around '93, Joe Rampt, who was my story teacher at Cal Arts, he was down in LA, and he said, "Hey, we're doing this Toy Story thing. You know, it's all CG movie. You want to come check it out?" I picked up and moved to the Bay Area, and I was at Pixar for 8 years. I was a directing animator on Toy Story, also a story artist, a story on Bug's Life, and then into directing on Toy Story 2. Timing was great though, because Sony Pictures Animation called up. They'd just gotten started, a brand new studio, and an amazing pool of talent under one roof. And they were doing a film called Surf's Up. And what really got me excited about it was its documentary. And I love this idea that, you know, because character animation is all about creating the illusion of life and the illusion that these characters are thinking and breathing and feeling. And the idea of being able to put a microphone up to a character and have him talk and tell you what he's or she's thinking about and feeling, it made it feel all the more real. So I did that. That took me 3.5 years. And that's about where I am now. So we wrapped last year, it came out in June. Here we are, what, April '08. All right. I thought about this. To me, it's thinking and feeling. In fact, Ollie Johnston passed away recently, and I was thinking about the one thing I learned more than anything from his book, The Illusion of Life, was, you know, anybody can make a drawing move around or a piece of clay move around, but to make it feel like it's thinking and feeling, and that emotion is coming from the inside out, that always stayed with me. And that's what I think the essence is for character animation. Yeah. You know, it's all really the same thing. Whether you're working microcosmically on a shot as an animator or on a script or what, you're trying to tell a story with compelling characters who you believe in and who you sympathize with. But whether I'm animating or writing, and I'm working on a script right now, and you know this as an animator, you kind of go in your head and you try to live in the character's shoes. And that's exactly the same process. If I were going to thumbnail a shot for animation, it would be pretty much the same as figuring out what the character's blocking is going to be and what he's going to say if I'm writing a script. So it's really the same thought process, but on different scales. When we do, you know, shot briefings, I've changed my approach to it a lot in the last 10 years or so. It used to be much more mechanical. The shot briefing and also the feedback. I've taken some classes, acting classes, and it really changed my approach to animating and directing animators. And it can be a real mechanical process because animation is about moving pieces around and conveying the idea that this character's head is moving in a certain way, or his arm's moving in a certain way, or he's making this expression because it's, something's driving him from the inside. But it's always talking about outward stuff when you're looking at a shot. And I've tried to go more and more inward when it's launching a shot or critiquing it. Anyway, back to the briefing though. It really comes down to this: what does the character want, and what is the small change you're going to see in the course of the shot? It may be really subtle, but if the shot has been designed well, and it should be, again from that macro perspective, the shot should be progressing the story forward. And so an actor and an animator need the same thing. You need to know what your character wants, so you can have him act or react. And then I don't say much more than that, because I really believe you hire actors and animators to do their job. That's what they're great at, and let them contribute to the movie, instead of trying to over-direct or tell them exactly how to do every little thing. When I'm looking at a shot at a really early pass, coming back into like a blocking stage, it's really simple. I know as a director what every shot is going to do for the film. So I'm just looking at it and saying, is the character, do I believe the character is going after what he wants in the shot? Is he have the right emotion? I'm kind of looking at it, in the terms of the bigger picture as well. But all it comes down to me is like, is he going from A to B the way we launched the shot? And do I believe it? Is it sincere? The things I see over and over in animation are a tendency to reach into a bag of tricks, to kind of borrow from other scenes in animation people have seen, instead of really going to the root emotions of a character. And I think that's what an animator, if I'm going to say, the thing that animators could work on, students, whatever, really it's a lifelong pursuit, is to really understand human emotion and all its qualities, all its subtleties, and bring that into your work. And understand how a person's feeling really translate into how the body and the face respond or react or show those feelings. It's really easy to kind of get into, again, bags of tricks, like if you want a character at a loss for words, you kind of do the shoulder shrug, or if he's feeling awkward, you do this kind of thing where they rub the back of their neck, or that's the kind of things I see over and over. So it's fun when you see an animator do something original, and it's based on all the different ways we react and emote. I always choose authenticity over slickness, and I see a lot of slick demo reels, where you've got. It seems like all the thought has been put into everything but the character animation, the soundtrack and the lighting and the color and crazy camera stuff. And I think the standouts for me when I'm looking at reels are the ones where you take all that extraneous stuff away and you're just looking at a character. It might be a lockdown camera and a character sitting at a table doing something. And if I'm touched by whatever the character's doing and believe it, and it's entertaining and fun to watch, that stands out. It really does.